you might hear sometimes that someone says that there's contradictions in the Bible. All right, you hear these rumors. Someone tells you that because they don't believe in God. Sometimes, most time that I've heard it from people who don't believe in God. But allow me to explain this. There are no contradictions in the Bible. For one example, I was sent was that someone said, "Surely I've seen the face of God," and then in the beginning of Mark it says no one had seen God before. All right, in the face of God on the first one is in the Old Testament. All right, he's either talking about the idea in like, he's experienced God, he's experienced his love, or he's just saying God the Father. And Jesus, which is in the New Testament in Mark, at the beginning of Mark, first chapter, it says, "In the beginning was God, and that no one had seen God before." And see, that's talking about God the Son. The Trinity thing. And then in Matthew chapter 5, there's a place where Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, and they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." Matthew 5:13-16. But then in chapter 6, verse 1, he says, "Be careful that you do not do your acts of righteousness before men to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven." Now, at first, that might seem like a contradiction to some who might want to believe that, or maybe even just to a fellow believer. But actually, they both work, and they do not contradict each other. You see, Jesus said, "Let your light shine before men." But he's saying, don't do it so that other men can see you. Do not seek the approval of man, but seek for the approval of the Lord. You may let others see your actions and your good deeds. And then he also commands later in chapter 6, do some things in private. But if someone needs your help and you can't do it in private, I would say, go ahead and do it. But there are no contradictions in the Bible. They all work out, and it's all right. For God's law is perfect. And just like he is. And his good and pleasing and perfect will sustain all of us. He will sustain all of us. He will sustain you if you believe in him.